original price, sale price. I've told you that the formula is percentage change, if you want the percentage, is the change in price divided by the original price times 100. And I got a very good question today. I said, why do we do that? Why do we times it by 100 there? So let's not times it by 100 and see what happens. Because what we would get then is we would just get the change as a fraction. Timesing it by 100 just changes it to a percentage afterwards. Let's see what happens if we just write the change is the change in price divided by the original. We would get the change in price would be 320 minus 256 divided by 320. This would give us 64 divided by 320, which we could simplify because 32 goes into 64 two times, so we'd cancel 32 divided by 64, so we'd get 2/10. So 64 divided by 320, and if you're not sure what I've done there, let's do it another way. 64 divided by 320. Let's divide top and bottom by 8, because that's nice and easy. 64 divided by 8 goes 8 times. 32 divided by 8 goes 4 times, and we've got the 0 left over. Now we can divide top and bottom again by 8, giving us 1. What have I done? What have I done wrong here? 1/5, which is 2/10. So what we've done, what we can say is, we've taken 1/5 off the price of jeans. 1/5 as a fraction. So if we didn't multiply it by 100, we'd get the answer 1/5. We've reduced 1/5 of the price of the jeans. So it did cost 320. 256 means we're paying 4/5 of the price is what we're paying, 80%. But to understand what a fraction is and what a decimal is, so we know that 1/5 is the same as the decimal 0.2. And because we've talked about the fact that when you've got different numbers on the bottom, it's quite complicated. If we had 1/7, how much would that be? To understand how much it is, we really need it in the decimal form. But sometimes we've got really complicated decimals, like this one, 0.1575. So in order to make it a little bit easier, we take the decimal number and multiply it by 100. So 0.2 times 100% means we take it into 20%. What we're doing is we're saying the price of these jeans, 320 kronas, we're sort of splitting it up into parts of 100 instead, where each of these little pieces of jeans would be worth 3.2 kronas. Okay? And we're saying, what is the discount in terms of percentage? So we're splitting that 320 kronas up into 100%, where every 1% is equivalent to 3.2 kronas. And we're saying, how many percentage have we reduced? We've reduced 64 kronas. How many percentage is 64 kronas? Well, if we were to multiply 1% by 20, and 3.2 by 20, we'd get 64 kronas. So 20% is equivalent to 64 kronas. So percentage is just a simpler way of taking a decimal into a more understandable number. So we know that the whole thing, 100% is all of it, 20% is about 1/5, 50% is about half, 33% is about 1/3. So it's just a different way of expressing a fraction or a decimal in terms of maximum 100, 0 to 100. Have you worked much with percentages when you were younger?